When I think about this sort of friendship of patient endurance that we're being called to here, I think about William Cowper and John Newton. John Newton was a pastor in the 1700s, and he was pastoring in England. He was in a little town called Olney, and as he was pastoring there, a man named William Cowper, this is his picture, moved into town. William Cowper was a poet and a writer, and the two of them became fast friends. In fact, their friends described them as inseparable. There was a lady that lived between them, and they paid her a stipend each month so they could cut through her yard to get to each other's houses. They partnered together to write hundreds of hymns that you have heard of, like Amazing Grace, and There is a Fountain Filled with Blood. They were prolific writers, and they enjoyed one another. And after 6 years of enjoying each other's friendship, William Cowper, who was prone to depression, slipped into a deep and dark depression that led him to suicidal thoughts and even suicidal attempts. It was January 1st, 1773, John Newton got a call that his friend, William Cowper, had attempted suicide and he needed his help. And so John Newton went to visit his friend, William Cowper, and saw that he was in such a terrible state that he moved William Cowper into his own house and took care of him for 14 months. The biographers that write about this say that Newton maintained a nearly constant attendance at his bedside, calming the afflicted poet from the effects of his nightmares, delusions, and hallucinations. For 14 months, he continued by his bedside, taking care of him. And even after William Cowper moved out, John Newton continued to care for him. John Newton would write, "The Lord has numbered the days in which I am appointed to wait upon him in this dark valley. And he has given us such a love to him, both as a believer and as a friend, that I am not weary." A few years later, John Newton was called away to be a pastor in another town, but he did not give up on William Cowper. He continued to write him letters. Many of those letters we still have, and he continued to visit him, and he would have William Cowper come to visit and stay with him. He ended up walking with William Cowper for 27 years as he never fully recovered. And at his funeral in the year 1800, Newton would say this: "The Lord has given me many friends, but with none have I had so great an intimacy as with my friend, Mr. Cowper." 6 years of this enjoyable, life-giving friendship, and then 27 years of walking with his friend in a dark valley. Other biographers would say, William J. would write about Newton that he had the tenderest disposition toward him. He knew the instructions of the apostle, admonished the idle, encouraged the faint-hearted, help the weak. You have to know that along the way, over 27 years, John Newton at times was tempted to give up on his friend. Was tempted to say, for my own health or for my own ministry, for my own family, I need to separate myself from William Cowper. But he was patient with him. And he did not give up on him. And I'm convinced it's because John Newton knew that God had never given up on him. John Newton knew the mercy and patience of God, and it allowed him to be a mirror of that patience to his friend, William Cowper.